Okay. So, good morning. My name is Sorčan. I'm NCP for MSCA. And today I'm going to talk about postdoctoral fellowship call, which will be published this year. At the beginning, I would like to explain you just general issues regarding eligibility criteria and evaluation criteria, and then I will go a little bit deeply to the evaluation criteria, which is the most important. I'm also super happy that I'm today with you, because I guess that you all potential candidates for MSCA postdoctoral fellowship, which is very competitive call. So you have to be very good. But the question of excellence is in science, of excellence of your capacity is never under the question. The question is how to prepare your proposals, how to argument, how to explain what kind of idea you have. So this is the most important regarding MSCA postdoctoral fellowship. Oh, and now nothing happened. So yeah. Okay, yeah. So MSCA is part of the framework program Horizon Europe. It is located in Excellence Science pillar near ERC. And that means that the excellence is of course the main criteria, but it is also important that it is bottom up. So any research proposals could be accepted. So there is no predetermined areas. So any research field could be part of MSCA, and the main purpose of MSCA is, of course, developing research careers. Under MSCA umbrella, there are many calls. Co-fund, you are part of that. Then we have also staff exchange, doctoral networks, and postdoctoral fellowships, which is the only one which is individual call. So it is focused on you, on individual researcher, while doctoral network, staff exchange, and co-funds is focused on research consortia. So you as a personal are not eligible, but in postdoctoral fellowships, it is only individual. It's only individual call. So this year we celebrate 30 years of MSCA. This is the oldest program. The main features of MSCA are not only excellence research, but also training to be a researcher which could cope with today challenges. And then, of course, international mobility. So you have to move through the borders, and interdisciplinarity aspects. So without interdisciplinarity, without cooperation with discipline, it is impossible to apply. And also intersectoral cooperation with non-academic sector. So all of those three elements are very important. not only important, but they pose a lot of challenges, because cooperation with other disciplines, with non-academic sector, it is challenging, and you need to have some specific capacity and knowledge, and these course, especially postdoctoral fellowship course, is designed to train you to be more interdisciplinary oriented researcher. Yeah. This instrument try to follow the spirit of Marie Skłodowska-Curie. As you know, she was a great person, Nobel laureate, 2 times. She devoted a lot of energy to the training and to the everyday societal medical problems, and we like to embody this spirit into MSCA calls. This is a MSCA call calendar. At the moment, 2 calls are opened: co-fund and staff exchange. In the second half of February, we will have a super international matchmaking event. So if you are interested, it is very useful event. And in April, the call for postdoctoral fellowships will be opened, and in the September the call will be closed. The similar time scale, of course, are predicted for the next year. As you see, all of the dates are more or less similar, and during these days we expect the results call from last MSCA postdoctoral call. More than 100 researcher from Slovenian research organizations applied last year, and approximately we get around 20 projects on the main list. So the MSCA postdoctoral fellowships is mono-beneficiary call. It's a very simple, without any administrative burdens. You need to have host organization in EU member states or states which is associated to Horizon Europe. It is dedicated for one excellent researcher, and as I said, it is open to all research domain. And the main concept behind the call is impact on your research career, impact on your future research activity, as well as you have to show that in this way you also build European Union and also impact to the society, to resolving the day-to-day societal and economical problems. We have 2 types of postdoctoral fellowships. First is European fellowships. If your host organization is located in EU, all nationalities are welcome here. And then we have a global fellowships. It is 1 year. It is for 3 years. European fellowships is for 2 years, because if you choose a global fellowships, you will go outside the EU to the third country. Then you get 1 year's added, because you have to return back into EU. But eligible for global fellowships are only citizens from EU or associated countries. Eligibility criteria are very simple. You have to have a doctoral degree. You have to have maximum 8 years full-time research experience after PhD. So I would like to underline research experience, not just ordinary years. And you have to complete with MSCA mobility rule. That's mean that in the last 3 years, you cannot work or live in the country where your host organization is located. So this is all. And of course, you have to be an excellent researcher. So there are a lot of guidelines. For instance, this is guidelines how to calculate 8 years after your PhD, which is the most challenging administrative rule. And we have also a very simple Excel sheet when you put your data, and that's it. And in the frame of postdoctoral fellowship, you could also choose a secondment. During the fellowships, you could choose a visit, long-term visit for the half of the time of the project. You could go in any country, in any institution worldwide, which could be, of course, meaningful for your research project. And after the end of the PF project, you could choose a non-academic placement in non-academic institutions for maximum 6 months after the project, as I said. So this is the financial structure. This year we increased the living allowances. Of course, the living allowances is subject of country correction coefficient. There is also mobility allowance, family allowance as in co-fund, and then we have institutional units which include research and training costs as well as institutional costs. This is the new table for country correction coefficients. Slovenia is 88 and Austria, for instance, 110. A part of postdoctoral fellowships is also ERA fellowships, which is the same fellowships, but it is dedicated for projects which are located in so-called widening countries. So you have to just stick a box in the proposal and say, yes, if your host organization is located in widening country, that you would like to also participate in this ERA fellowship. So the funding for ERA fellowships is not MSCA funding, but widening funds. So just example, last year we got 10 researchers on main list and 5 researchers or in ERA fellowships. So those who got a little less points, they got ERA fellowships, and also we got 25 seal of excellence. So that's mean that those researchers had more than 85% of evaluation score. So quite good success rate, but still not on the average of EU. Today, so in the last call, the situation would be much worse because a lot of candidates we had last year, more than 70% increased. So we expect the average success rate between 10%, which is very low, and we assume and we hope that the European Commission will do something in this regard. So this is the main gate of starting of your proposal. It is EU funding and tender portal. It is not only main gate, it is also resource for all. This is, of course, from the last call. It is also a resource for all documents, for up-to-date answers of European Commission, as well as a partner search announcement is here. So if you would like to find some host institution, it is the place where you could write, I would like to have a host organization in Austria in the field of mathematics. Is anybody who would like to have me? Or host organization also announce their possibilities to invite the researcher. And in this portal, there is also a list of NCPs who could help you in preparation of your project. There are a lot of documents, and all of them are very, very important because there are a lot of details you need to know when you start with applying your project. The most important is, of course, work program. It is very teeny paper, but there is described all of the philosophy, all of the concept, and you have make a reference to the work program when you write and when you explain why your topic is super important. And then is a guide for applicants, very, very simple documents which guide you how to explain your mostly administrative issues. And also the template is very simple, very, very described. They go into details, and I would like to advise you to follow this template because more than half of the mistakes happened because the candidates do not follow the guidelines. And that is also very, very simple instruction how to electronically submit your postdoctoral fellowships. It's not difficult, but in case that something happened, here is the document. All of the documents are again collected at the webpage of European Research Agency. So if you need, there are all of the documents. Also on the funding data portal, there is available also evaluation questionnaire. So this is also very important because you will see how the evaluator would assess your proposal. It is qualitative assessment. There are 3 individual experts which made them consensus report. And once again, you see it is a sentence from the evaluation forum. All of the aspects will be assessed regarding the work program. So in the work program, you will see the general goal of MSCA, and you have to explain why your project is important for general goal and for general impact. And this is more than half proposals failed because they do not answer explicitly on the questions which are in the evaluation form, which is really a pity. These are evaluation criteria, very simple, as in Horizon Europe. Elsewhere, excellence, 50%, implementation and impact, but the problems is into detail here. So key principles for all of these evaluation criteria is, once again, you have to follow and you have to make a reference to the work program. You have to show your ambitiousness. This is very, very important. You have to show that you are the only person who have a solution for some problem you would like to tackle. And then scientific methodology. It is one of the biggest challenge, because mostly the scientific methodology is explained in a general terms, not in details. Then outcomes and impacts are not envisaged in details. Impacts, what kind of impact your research activity would have to society, to science, to economy, and so on, and in the end also the quality of work plan. How would you implement your idea in reality? European Commission suggests you these 6 steps to prepare your application. I hope that you will get some imagination about how this postdoctoral instrument funding system works, and then you have to make sure that you are eligible. If you are not sure, we are here as NCP to advise you. And then it is strategically very important. It is very important that you find good host institutions and good supervisor. This is at most important. Maybe the same as your idea and your excellence, because supervisor have to be your friend, your mentor, your partner in everyday postdoctoral work. And also host institutions have to offer you hosting as your University of Nova Gorica here. So this is really very important. A lot of conflicts arise because the host organization and supervisor is not appropriate to your idea and to your vision. And then drafting your application. So you need time. 3 months is not enough for 10 pages because, as I said, it is not problem your science. The problem is how to articulate, how to explain why is your idea important. And there are a lot of demands, not because of the administrative reason, but because the MSCA would like to create super researcher who is empowered, who know much more than your science is required, and this is maybe a huge challenge when you apply MSCA postdoctoral fellowship. And before you send your application, you have to check your application with your colleagues, with the experts, and also NCP are available to make a pre-checking of your proposal. Finding your host and supervisor is, as I said, strategically very important duty. At the moment, there are on the Euroaccess and on the MSCA matchmaking platform more than 200 offers from host institutions all over the world who search for postdoctoral fellowships. So the market is very competitive. So there are a lot of offers. But of course, I think that also non-formal contact you and your supervisor already had is also very important to use it when you choose your next MSCA destination. Before you start, I would really suggest you to read MSCA handbook. It is a very useful guidelines because advise you for every evaluation criteria how to write and what to write. So it is general description of each evaluation criteria, but these descriptions gives you idea what kind of information you need to put into the template. And now I will quickly show you the most challenging evaluation criteria and mistakes the candidates did. So in excellence, we have the first criteria is objective, which have to be, of course, ambitious and with the connection with the state of the art. And then is methodology, supervision, supervisor, training aspect, and your professional capacity. So looks very simple, but as you will see, there are a lot of details you need to know. This is, for instance, and for example, the statistics of number of witnesses for last year call for Slovenian host participants. So last year we have 76 participants, 76 proposals from Slovenian organization, and as you see, the main problem was methodology, because it was too general, and then very easy criteria, two-way transfer of knowledge. So the candidates were not able to explain why it's important to go to University of Nova Gorica and why is my knowledge important for University of Nova Gorica. Very simple way. And then objectives were too general, without KPIs. So the objectives have to be smart, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and so on. And then training. So the training goals were undermined. And also the last one, novelties. So the candidates were not able to explain the originality of your approach. So very simple simple issues, but as you see, it makes they makes a lot of problem. Having in mind the objectives, just briefly, they have to be very clear, and they have to be, of course, relevant, not only from scientific point of view, but also from societal point of view. You have to show the relevance. They have to be into the relation to the state of the art, and they have to be supported with bibliographic references and citations. So it looks very simple, but in fact they are not, because there are a lot of weaknesses regarding this, and you have to show that your objectives are achievable during the next 2 years. And of course, you have to explain also your training objectives, because MSCA is not only research, but also training. So this is the main definition of objectives, how the objectives have to look like. So the first question of evaluator is whether research and innovation objectives are realistically achievable, measurable, and verifiable. And you have to offer very concrete answers. So, and I would like to assure you that more than half of the candidates do not answer properly to this question. Here are the examples of strengths which evaluator wrote in the evaluation summary report. As you see, all the research and innovation objectives mentioned in the proposals are realistically achievable, measurable, and verifiable. So this is really in the focus of your assessment. So you have to articulate your objectives very, very clearly in this regard. But having in mind this challenge, I would like to advise you to cooperate very, very closely with your supervisor, because you are young, you are not experienced, but your researcher, your supervisor had this experience, and so it is very important to close with them, to cooperate with them. And as well, as you see, in the end, the research and innovation objectives are relevant for societal issues. So it is not enough that you only describe the scientific gap or research gap, but also why is this important. And for those reasons, just for your imagination, you have to maybe make a references to EU missions in Horizon Europe, or to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Something of this is or any other strategic paper. One of the way how to learn, how to write your objectives is the Cordis webpage. All of the funded projects are described in Cordis, and for instance, if you put in a search MSCA PF astronomy, for instance, so you will get a list of the successful proposal, and this is the way how to learn how objectives have to be defined. This is really important, and the first step you need to do it excellence, and then is the state of the art. State of the art is also very critical point, not only because it is not appropriate, but because it is not detailed, it is not focused, and it is not connected with the scientific impact. So you have to show beyond the state of the art. You have to show what kind of impact your research activities will have to the future state of the art. So yeah. So you need to show the huge number of huge corpus of bibliographic data, and with the state of the art, you have to describe also the knowledge gap. You have to show what kind of knowledge which is not explored you will tackle. Yeah, as you see, once again, some positive explanation of experts. So it is expected the strong connection, and also the appropriately described the status beyond the state of the art. Research methodology is the next criteria, which is problematic. As I said, it is too general. You have to show methodology for each objective or sub-objective very concretely, with a concrete steps, and of course you have to identify also methodological challenges, because your methodological approach have to be new, have to be original, something new, and of course there are some problems that you will not success, and in this way you have to show what you will do. If so, the methodology have to be up to date. And also interdisciplinarity aspects have to be shown here. Yeah, once again, I will not read all of those things, but you will get a PDF of my presentation and you could read more into detail. And then novelty, you have to show your ambitions here and you have to explicitly describe in which point your proposal is original and what kind of innovation you will bring to the science. Yeah. And then is the gender. Gender is closely related to methodology, not gender balance, but gender dimension. So if the topic of your research activities is sensitive for gender difference or biological sex, so you have to explain this very clearly. Open science, I will not go here into detail. You know that not only your results but also your data have to be opened in open access. Then interdisciplinarity, it is one of the preconditions for MSCA. It is not enough that you just explain or show which discipline your research would tackle, but you have to show the synergy, how this interdisciplinarity will carry it out. So the integration between those disciplines. For that reason, we have MSCA keywords and also and only cooperation between disciplines on this first level is appropriate for interdisciplinarity. There are, of course, some exemptions, for instance, in mathematics, sometimes also in physics, because the interdisciplinary is not meaningful for those research, and for that reason you have to explain why it is not meaningful. Yeah. And then training. Training is also constitute a big part of the excellence part. It is not scientific training, but also soft skills training, because MSCA would like to empower you as a full researcher, as a full professor. You need to know much more than only your specific science, for instance, grant writing, IPR management, project management, gender training, and so on. So you have to put a lot of time to think what kind of knowledge you need from scientific point of view and from those general things of view. And you have to discuss with your host organization and with your supervisor what kind of knowledge you really need for achieving your research career. As you know, there is no any postdoctoral seminars, so it is unique program you have to establish and show in this project proposal. Two-way transfer of knowledge is also part of your training. So here is not important only the knowledge you will gain at your host institution, but it is also important what kind of knowledge you bring to the host institution, because you have some unique knowledge, unique capacities, and you could also bring this knowledge to host institution. And here you have to show how this knowledge transfer will happen. Supervisors are, of course, important because supervisor will be your partner during 2 or 3 years of your postdoctoral fellowships. So the supervisors have to have some good references, of course, and they also need to have some experiences with supervision, which is important. And you have to explain in the proposal how this supervisor process would happen. There are a lot of problems could occur with supervisors, problems with understanding each of others, problems with different scientific interests, so supervisors could be also subject of risk management, because you never know what will happen during the next 2 years. For those reasons, we have a very nice supervision guidelines, which is very good references for you as well as for supervisor to understand the role of each other in this postdoctoral fellowships process. European Charter for Researcher is one of them, how to say, Bible, how to conduct your research and your relationships with other researchers, and this also have to be mentioned somehow in the description of your proposal. And then your capacity, your research capacity, your experiences, your bibliography, your CV is also very important, because you have to show that you are able to implement your PF proposal. So for that reason, career development plan have to be set up with your host institution, and you have to, of course, prepare a very good CV where you could mention all of your experiences you have. As you see, the research experiences and skills are also subject of assessment. So excellent track record, excellent CV, and experiences, your experiences in the field where you will apply your PF are very important. And then we have also another two criteria. This is the impact, where you have to explain your career perspective and future employability. So very concrete. So why you would like to apply this proposal, and why is this proposal important for your employability? And then, as in anywhere, you have to explain outcome, dissemination, exploitation, and communication, and in the end, the general impact to the science, society, and economic. As you see, it looks very funny, but it is true. The most problem the candidates had with the communication activities, which is, from my point of view, a very simple way how to explain, and with the explanation of career perspectives, with the exploitation, and with the articulation of impact, whether to the society, economical way. So these are not so important from your point of view, but in the end, all of the scores are important in the end. So I will not go into detail regarding career development plan. So here are super questions you have to answer in this career development plan. Dissemination is not problematical, because you are you know how to present your scientific papers, how to go to the research conference, and so on. But nevertheless, this plan have to be described appropriately. as well as exploitation, intellectual property right, if you have this case, and then communication. As I said, it is very problematic. You have to show why is your communication, why is your research important for general audience. So it's not so big deal, but you have to devote some places in this. And then, well, I will skip this impact, and then implementation. It is super important again, because you have to explain how you would implement all of those plans written in excellence and impact part into real life. And the last criteria is here hosting. So what host institution will do for your postdoctoral fellowships that will implement appropriately. Here is the most critical is the risk assessment, because there are many risks, of course, because you're searching something new, and you have to explain what challenges would happen, not only from scientific point of view, but also administrative, infrastructural point of view, financial, personal, or something more. And of course, the workload, time you will devote it for implementing each of the tasks. So you are not so experienced, and for that reason you need cooperation with your supervisor to show you how long you expect that your goals or specific task would implement it. Yeah, it is as everywhere. You have to describe work program. I will not go into these milestones, deliverables, and Gantt charts, which have to be like that. Yeah, all details are here, of course, very important. As I said, risk assessment, you have to discuss with your supervisors how to written down. And then the last criteria is the host organization. So the host organization is important not only because of the knowledge, but also because of the facilities, infrastructure, hosting is very important, and also cooperation with other researchers in this host institution. So you need to spend much more time to explain the host organization than that it is written in the web page. So yeah, it is very important. So in some way you have to show your integration into the host institution, not only from scientific point of view, but also from social point of view. Well, in the end, I have general tips, the same as Andrea said before me. I would like to strongly point out the checklist with the evaluation criteria, because all the guidelines are very clear, and all the documents explain you what you have to write in your proposal. You have to start early enough. So as I said, 3 months is not enough. You need to have a good supervisor and as well as host institution. Please ask your colleague to read your proposal. So the proofreading is at most important from my point of view. Well, success factor in these schools are, of course, state of the art, your capacity, your knowledge, your idea, your supervisor, your support, which you will have in your host institution and also from NCP, and time. Time is really crucial. I would like to invite you to look at this webpage. It is webpage of NCPs for MSCA, where you will find a lot of useful tools and guidelines for all calls, not only for MSCA postdoctoral fellowships, a lot of policy briefs, about supervisions, about open science, gender, and so on. So everything is written down in a very short way. So it will not take you a lot of time, and you could subscribe to MSCA newsletter. All of the information are also in the webpage of the MSCA at the European Commission, also in our webpage in Slovenian language. And yeah, this is all maybe a little bit long, but as you see, there are a lot of issues, a lot of details. So if you will decide to apply for MSCA postdoctoral fellowships, I would strongly recommend you to join our workshop. It is one day long, where we go really slowly, step by step. I would show you the weaknesses, not only the strengths, but the weaknesses of the Slovenian proposals, and I think that this is very useful. And of course, yeah, anytime I'm available for any comments, questions, or advice. So thank you.
Thank you, Stoyan, very much. So this is super useful. So I think if anybody who wants to apply really has to follow, like a Bible, whatever you say. Yes, exactly. Questions, Fabio?
Thank you very much. It was very informative. I have a very general question, because when I applied to Marie Curie, well, that was a long time ago. I mean, you still wrote a letter to Marie Curie back then, but so things might have changed. But at some point you mentioned that it has to be aligned with the EU mission, and I'm assuming that's more an intention or geopolitical, not the already existing funding. So the question is, some time ago, I was discouraged to apply to Marie Curie with a project that was already funded by European Union, because these would overlap, or one could argue that since the money is given already on another funding line, why should the EU system give a Marie Curie? But I also heard counter arguments. So is there any statistical evidence that applying for a project that already is funded has a benefit or a con or something against your application? I don't know if that's if I made it clear, or if I
it is clear. So of course MSCA have to be more or less fundamental basic research. So and you have to show your basic idea, which have to be innovative, of course. But because we would like to follow the Marie Curie spirit, so we always said that your basic idea have to have some reflection into real world. So you have to show why is this important, not only for you and for science, but also for Europe. So because the Horizon Europe is more or less, how to say, applicative program. So it is not basic or oriented, it is problem solved. And for those reasons, so you have to show the reference to the real world problem. But of course you have to be unique. We have to show that only my approach could be useful. And if, of course, if European Union or experts see that there is some correlation or double funded with some other projects, then we'll, of course, stop your project. But as far as I have experience, I never seen that this is really happen. So if you show originality idea of your project, and if you show that this is super important for some mission or some other strategic point of European Union, it is very good. Yeah, yeah. So I never seen that these double funded ideas could be a problem. Yeah, never. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah.
Oh, the last question. I actually have 3 questions.
Yes, of course.
But I'll be quick. So first question concerns finding a host.
Sorry.
The first question concerns finding a hosting institution
Yeah.
and a group.
Yeah.
Let's say I have some group in mind, maybe a supervisor, but like this group is not there listed in any of those like pages at this moment, like matchmaking. Okay. I contact them, they agree, but like what they have to do next? What is their duties to participate in this program?
Yeah, yeah. So it is not a problem that it is not on the Euraxers or matchmaking. So it is just offer. It is a free will of University of Nova Gorica to say we would like to invite 5 excellent postdocs. So it is your goodwill. So it is not obliged. So if you find some other way to contact some other institution, it's okay. You just need to contact them. You need to have an agreement with the supervisor, and you have to analyze the compatibility with you and supervisor, and then you have to start. And in the end, you just need to put the number of your host institution in the administrative part and just click send. And that's all.
Okay, thank you. Next question. You mentioned ERA fellowships.
Yeah.
Could you explain me what these are? Because I didn't get
So ERA fellowships is the subcategory of postdoctoral fellowship, of MSCA fellowships. It is specific or additional fellowships for candidates which host institutions are located in widening countries.
What does it mean, widening countries?
Widening countries, former Eastern countries. Not only Portugal is also so the countries which are not so successful in Horizon Europe with a little bit small GDP. Yeah, or former socialist countries, let's say, and who do not reach the enough evaluation scores for the main list, and then some additional places are devoted for ERA fellowships. But you have to stick in your administrative forum that you would like to be part of this.
So it's just like some extra number of fellowships for given countries.
Yeah. For instance, in Slovenia last year, we had five on the main list and 5 or something like that in the ERA fellowship. So additional places for Slovenia.
But I understand they don't compete with each other, the main list and the ERA, right? Okay, maybe last question is, you mentioned there will be workshop.
Yeah.
Could you remind me where and when?
Well, I don't know at the moment, but maybe in May in Ljubljana.
But if you can send email to Smash as well.
Absolutely.
So then we will advertise.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Laura is in my list. So
we'll try to advertise it specifically to all of you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.